Hey guys, quick video today. We're going to take a look at the Tiny Trainer Z from 533. I think this is a great platform for beginners. You can, for instance, 3D print this propeller guard, which I designed, and fly it indoors around people, and it adds a little bit of weight, so it makes it easier to fly, less touchy on the throttle. This is a really cool propeller guard, actually. It prints with no supports, super fast, easy print. And then when you need more performance or you're more experienced, you can remove the propeller guard and instantly unlock more performance out of this drone. Can't recommend it enough. I'll just say right off the bat, I love this thing. And it's not for maybe the normal reasons that I like a racing drone. It's for all the other reasons, the things that it does better than before that I really like about it. So I'm going to compare this to the Tiny Trainer V1 and then the Tiny Trainer V2. And of course the Z. So this is kind of like the third Tiny Trainer. What do I like? I like that they've kind of gone back to the roots of the Tiny Trainer V1 to a thinner piece of carbon that's simpler. So the V1 had this one carbon plate right here. All the arms are all detached, and you bolted everything to this, and it was super simple. The Tiny Trainer V2 went to a more complex design where each arm is separate and it bolts in, and there's a lot of parts. There's a lot of things to go wrong. And the canopy in particular, I really grew to not like this canopy because it would break right here in the middle, and it just all around didn't really protect the equipment very well, leading to some failures that I've seen. Moving over to the Z, this is now two carbon plates. You have a top carbon plate and a bottom carbon plate, and fun fact, they're actually identical. They ship you two identical carbon plates in the box, and all you do is you rotate one around and put it on the top. The other thing I really like about this design, it's really all about these simple things, is it's just got 4 standoffs in the box, 8 screws, and that's everything pretty much that you need to put this together, besides, I guess, the stack screws, but you know what I mean. The stack screws are increased in diameter to M3, which really, really helps with durability. So these are M2, the Tiny Trainer V1, and this is M3 hardware. That means they do not bend for a drone this size, which makes this super durable. So the next thing that I really love about this design is it's way easier to mod because it's just simple. It's a flat plate on top instead of a complex geometry. So here is a Insta360 Go Ultra. This is an amazing camera. I've got a huge ND filter on there, but normally it has a smaller lens. And I made this really simple bolt-on mount that you just slap on top here, and it's just 2 screws to bolt it on, and it adds a bit of weight, but the thing still flies great, and I'll include some footage of what that looks like. So this becomes a really nice little Sub-250 freestyle ripper that you can put amazing quality action cameras on. This is the same quality you get of any of the new GoPros or DJI cameras, but in like a 50-gram package. Also in the kit, they include taller standoffs if you want to fit a larger stack into this, or maybe an LED kit, or maybe even something like a 1-watt VTX. So this, I'm pretty sure, will fit if you tape it to the underside of the top plate and use the taller standoffs. And that is super cool and something I'm going to try out later. So very versatile. You can use this for more than just racing, more than just 200 milliwatt. You could potentially use it with a 1-watt VTX. Now let's talk about how it's got this split design. This is really interesting because what happens is the rear propellers are almost not affected at all by the prop wash caused by the front propellers. This causes the drone to have a more efficient flight, and it sounds different in the air. It actually sounds more smooth. Hard to explain, but you just have to trust me on that. It's the same effect that we saw when 533 came out with the zigzag. Now, I really liked the zigzag at first, but grew to hate it a little bit because of the arms and how they would break in the middle, and then the arms would kind of scissor into the stack. That's not really going to happen with this setup. This is just one carbon plate here. The arm's just going to break, you know, like right there. Very simple. And if the arm does break, you just swap this one plate out, which is a super easy swap. So here is the top plate kind of taken off. You just remove 4 screws and then it tilts back like this. I've got the HD0 Gamma AIO down here, and I oriented it so that the USB port points this direction so I can get easy access to it. Other things I'll point out, I guess, is when you solder the rear wires for the rear motors, you run the wire vertical and kind of solder to the side of the board. Kind of the same thing on the front, but instead of soldering upward, you kind of solder downward right there. What else can I point out? So I like to run the UFL across the board and then back, getting it nice and protected. Never run the UFL out of the frame. That's not going to be good. Another thing I do is I apply some glue to the top of the stack nuts so they don't pop off. What else? Just for simplicity, I zip tied the extra slack of this XT30 wire to the arm here. Not the best, but I was doing a quick build, and that's a example for you. 533 does have a 3D print that actually will let you hard mount this XT30 somewhere. I didn't bother doing that just for this quick build. With this AIO that we've got from HD0, the Gamma, this build was super quick. I just had to solder on the motors, which is super fast, and the ESC, or the main battery wire, and that's it. And then everything else is plugs. Man, it's such a nice, simple build, and so easy to work on, where you just flip this top up. So, do I recommend it? Yes, of course I do. I've loved flying this. I've been beating the crap out of it. You can probably tell it's a little bit dirty. I've been crashing it into the mud and into trees on the racetrack, and also kind of just freestyling it. Again, I'll include some footage of that. This is my go-to tiny trainer now. It's a little ugly looking, but I don't care. When I'm flying it, it flies great, and I just care how well it flies. Go ahead and pick up some. What do you think of the Tiny Trainer Z?
Well, it's kind of silly how this, like, the two back arms are mounted onto the top of the drone, and then these front ones are in the middle. I haven't seen that before.
But it flew really well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks, Amanda.